Hi, this is Raquel from Out of the Past, a classic film blog, and this is my haul video. I don't accumulate stuff at any rapid pace in order to be able to do these on a regular basis, but I did partake in a couple deals online. I did some price comparison shopping, and I took advantage of a Cyber Monday deal, and I also got a corporate deal. So that was good. So I ended up buying a few things that I really wanted. So I thought I'd show you what I got. So in terms of price comparison shopping, or just shopping on a budget, my rule is to pay $5 or less for a DVD. Well, actually $5 or less for a movie. If a DVD has 2 movies on it and it's $10, that's a good deal. So that I don't always get that. I usually get between the $5 and $10 range, but if I can get $5 or less a movie, then that's a really good deal. And I try to shop a lot with box sets, and I keep lists of box sets that I really want and try to get them at the best deal possible, because that's really good value for your money, and they're not making them anymore, so I'm trying to get some of the older sets that I haven't acquired yet. And one thing I did get at Barnes & Noble, which is the Myrna Loy and William Powell collection, which has 5 movies. I'll have to read them off because I never remember what they are. Manhattan Melodrama, Evelyn Prentice, Double Wedding, I Love You Again, and Love Crazy. I was pleasantly surprised that this wasn't one of those big chunky box sets with all the key cases inside, because I don't have a lot of room, so I'm glad that this is a lot slimmer. Unfortunately, it came broken, which is not good. So, Love Crazy falls out. There it is. So this is the set and what it looks like inside. It's really nice. Just wish it wasn't broken. I was wondering, does anyone have any tips on how to fix that part right there? If you do, let me know. But this is the back of it. It's really nice. This set's been around for a while as part of the TCM Spotlight collection, and I got this for $19. So it's less than $5 a movie. That's a pretty good deal. It was cheaper on Amazon, but what I do is if I shop on Amazon or Barnes & Noble, I try to do $25 or more to get the free shipping, because I really always try to get free shipping. In fact, I'll look for hours for coupon codes for other websites just to get free shipping if I can. And sometimes I won't even buy until there's a free shipping deal, because I just don't want to pay for shipping. So I try to get a purchase of $25 or more, and I ended up adding to this $19, which is a $6 CD of the Mills Brothers. And Amazon had this for, I think, $8.99, so Barnes & Noble had it for much less. So even though Barnes & Noble had the Myrna Loy and William Powell collection for more, the savings with this, coupled with the box set, ended up being a better deal. So this Mills Brothers were introduced to me by Bobby Rivers. He had put something on his Facebook. It was a clip from a movie from the 1930s of them singing, and I fell in love. I was just like, wow, who are these guys? They're amazing. So what I did was I went on YouTube. I looked up a whole bunch of their songs. I listened to them. I thought they were amazing. I did some shopping online, and I found this particular set, which is in a series of greatest hits collections of singers from the 20th century. They don't have a lot of the early 20th century, but they have some, and they had this one, which has 12 songs, and the first one is Paper Doll, and that's my favorite. So for $6, 12 songs, 50 cents a song, that's a pretty good deal. That's probably better than if you were to go on iTunes and buy them all individually. So this, with this, ended up being about $25, which is a good deal. Next up, I participated in the Warner Archive 5 for $50 Cyber Monday deal, which was amazing. It took me an hour to figure out what I wanted. And that's a pretty good deal. As I said before, I try to get $5 or less a movie with DVD, but for Blu-rays or MODs, I try to do $10 or less. unless I absolutely must have it right now, which usually doesn't happen, I can convince myself to wait on things until they go on sale. I did do a purchase of Young Ideas, which is a Susan Peters film from the 1940s, which I, for some reason, said, I have to have this now. So I ended up getting that, and I could have waited. I could have just waited for this sale. But yes, I try to get $10 or less for MODs, so $5 or $50 is a pretty good deal. Okay, first up of the 5 that I chose, The Hollywood Review of 1929, and this is the only time you'll ever see Norma Shearer in color. Only time. No films that she did had color, except for this one. Yeah, so if you ever want to see Norma Shearer in color, this is the only film that you'll be able to see her in. This has an all-star cast from MGM. It's really MGM's way of showing off their big lineup of stars. Everyone's in it. Joan Crawford's in it, Marie Dressler, William Haynes, Laurel and Hardy have a skit, Buster Keaton has a skit, Eddie Cantor, Ukulele Ike has Singing in the Rain number, and then at the end there's this really big Singing in the Rain number with everyone in front of Noah's Ark and they're all in raincoats. It's really funny. But it's a really spectacular movie. You don't have to watch it all the way through. You can watch it in little bits just to enjoy the different numbers, the comedy numbers, the musical skits, kind of the Busby Berkeley style, numbers, dance numbers and stuff. So this is really good to have. It's important historically. The only thing watching it is they meant it to make room for audience reaction. So there's different pauses for laughter and for surprise or whatever, and it actually makes the film kind of clunky in a way. There's a lot of awkward pauses. But other than that, if you can get over that and maybe just watch it in pieces, you'll really enjoy it. It's something amazing. I actually already have this on DVD as a recording and on VHS as a recording, but I really wanted to get it because I love it so much, and it's nice to have it in DVD form. Next up is another Norma Shearer movie, which I bought and then I thought, uh-oh, maybe I already have this. And I actually do have it on VHS and and DVD recording, but I was going to get the DVD, MOD, whatever. So this is A Lady of Chance. I'm trying to get it without any glare. Oops. There's a lot of glare. Well, anyways, with this, maybe this is better. Okay, this is a little better. So with Lady of Chance, it's a silent film. It was a part talkie, but from what I understand, the part talkie part does not exist anymore. Although I haven't seen this, so maybe it's in here. If it is in here, I'll definitely review and let you know. But in the recordings that I have, it's not there. So it's pretty much a full silent film. And the part talkie part didn't even really include Norma Shearer. This is one of Norma Shearer's last silent films. It's really good. She's a con artist who hoodwinks wealthy men out of their money, and she's got her eyes on Johnny McBrown, who she thinks is a millionaire, but isn't really a millionaire. And she marries him, and her con artist friends, her ex-friends, follow her because they kind of want in on the deal. But when she figures out that he's actually not rich, and she kind of loves him, she has this moral dilemma. Should she stay with him for love and be poor, or should she, leave him and go for the riches? So it's a really amazing film, and I highly recommend it. It's one of my favorite silents, and it's a more approachable silent because it comes at the very end of the silent film era. So it's you can tell that the plot and how it rolls is a lot more like a early talkie than it is a silent film. So, sorry about the noises in the background. Another film I got is Love in the Rough, which I also have a recording of. So I guess I'm just moving on from VHS recordings and DVD recordings and going to actual DVDs. I don't have a DVD recording of this. I just have a really, really bad VHS recording. Like, really bad. I think I'm missing a chunk maybe the beginning. And you know what? I think in this one there was a emergency broadcasting system break in between, so there's a section missing of my recording. So Love in the Rough is a film, I believe, 1930 or 1931, probably 1930. It's a golf musical. Um, there were a couple golf musicals, believe it or not. One of the things I love about this is it's filmed at the Norconian Resort in Norco, California, which is an amazing estate. Golf courses, ballrooms, Art Deco, pools, a lot of classic films, especially from the early 30s, were filmed there. It's still around, it's abandoned. I think it's government property because it was turned into army barracks, possibly in the 40s during World War II. Um, so, but you can see this at the Norconian Resort was at its height as a place where stars like to go and hang out and where they filmed fabulous films. That stars Robert Montgomery, and it also has, I always forget his name, Benny Rubin, who's really funny. And then it has Dorothy McNulty, who does it have Dorothy McNulty? I hope it does. Yes, it does. This one does. Dorothy McNulty says, Dorothy McNulty is one of my favorite actresses. She's better known as Penny Singleton. When she got married, she changed her name to Penny Singleton because Penny was her nickname and Singleton was her married surname. And she was most known for the Blondie serials and also as the voice of Judy Jetson in the Jetsons. She has kind of like a baby talk, cutesy pie kind of style that was really popular in the late 20s and early 30s. And when she went Penny Singleton, she bleached her hair blonde and went blondie, and totally, it's like two different facets to her career. So it's really interesting to watch her in this. And this is just a fun movie. It's pretty to look at. Robert Montgomery is really cool. It's golf. It's really, I just like it. It's a fun movie to watch on a rainy day. And yeah, I highly recommend it. Next up, the fourth film of the five that I got, The Bride Walks Out, which I've reviewed in my Warner Archive Wednesday series. And this one has Barbara Stanwyck, Gene Raymond, and Robert Young. So basically it's sort of a love triangle, and it is very reminiscent of films from the Great Depression. There's this battle between whether Barbara Stanwyck's character should really pursue a life of comfort with money, or if she should marry for love, even though it puts her in a very poor and desperate situation. And Robert Young is this kind of crazy drunk playboy who's like incredibly rich and falls for her, and kind of gives her the temptation of leaving her husband, Gene Raymond's character, who is kind of in between jobs, or has a low paying job, is waiting for a good paying job. So this is a really sweet movie, and also has a New Year's scene, which I'm hoping to write about on this blog soon. Last up is Red Dust. I've been waiting for so long. I have such a really horrible VHS recording of this. It's terrible. So I know that they did a lot of work on restoring this, so this is going to be really good quality. I already watched it with Carlos, although he ended up falling asleep or left the room or something. He didn't end up watching the whole thing. For those of you who are not familiar with Red Dust, this is the original film that got remade as Mogambo later with Clark Gable. It stars Clark Gable, Jean Harlow, Mary Astor, and it's just a wonderful film. Great setting, great story. It's very sexy. It's very much a pre-code. There is a scene in it where I was hoping that they were able to recapture the sound that's cut out, clearly cut out. It's a scene with Jean Harlow, who plays this prostitute who kind of goes down the Asian Pacific, just hopping from one place to another. And she's with kind of like the virginal, sort of, not really virginal, because she's a newlywed, of Mary Astor, who's very kind of naive and innocent. So they're talking, and Mary Astor's husband is very sick. And at one point, Jean Harlow asks how he is, and Mary Astor's like, "Oh, I wish we could get a doctor." And she says, "Effing doctors." But the effing part is cut out. But you see it clearly that she's saying it. So I was hoping maybe they restored it in this, but it's not. It's not in it. But it's a really great pre-code. It's a fun movie to watch. The interaction, especially between Jean Harlow and Clark Gable, is really great. Um, so those were the 5 movies I got. Let's see if I can show them off. Yay! So what ended up happening is I made the purchase, 5 for $50, and what happened was right after I completed my sale, Warner Archive put on their Twitter a whisper code of save 5 for extra $5 off. I was like, no, my goodness, I could have saved $4. And then Laura from Laura's Miscellaneous Musings, and also Warner Archive did this too, mentioned to me that I can just call customer service and ask if they can apply the $5, which I did. It took a while because I don't think the lady from customer service knew that Warner Archive was a thing. She was like, "But we're Warner Brothers shop." And I was like, "Yes, that's where I bought these from." But anyways, I did end up getting the $5 off. So these were even better deal than the $10 that I normally get. And just one last thing. I got a few books from Random House, and one of the books I got was Raymond Chandler's Farewell, My Lovely. I've been meaning to read more books about, more books that were adapted into films, especially classic films, and to read more books of the era. So I asked on Twitter what people would recommend from Raymond Chandler. Like, his first book was The Big Sleep, which I really wanted to read, but other people said to start with this first, so that's what I did. So I got this, and I'm excited to read it. Okay, that's my purchase. It's a lot of stuff. I don't know where to put it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my video haul, and I'll see you later. Bye!